What's going on, guys? ShadowNinja here, and today is definitely not going to be one of my favorite videos creating because it's something very unfortunate, and I am absolutely disappointed at the decisions Bungie has made with the Transmog system. So recently we got information regarding how the system's going to work, things of that nature, because in Season 14 we are finally going to get Transmogs, a long-awaited feature. And to be fair, I didn't think this was going to be very community friendly in general. I thought there was going to be at least a 60 to 70%, incentive to buy things and a 30% way to grind things. But that being said, it seems that Bungie went full on 95 to 5%. Now, 95% of the time you will likely be using real world money to transmog your material or your armor sets and things of that nature. And then a 5% of you actually using in-game things, in-game grind to transmog your sets. So there's a lot to go over. I'm going to be quoting and showing you guys a lot of stuff from Paul Tassie's article on Forbes. There's a link to it down below. Now there is a catch though. If you guys don't have a subscription, I don't know if you're going to be able to read this article based on how many times you have opened up a Forbes article on a certain device. So that being said, let's jump into just in general the first part of it. Now, making money from a new system, a cosmetic system most importantly, is nothing new in any AAA game. I think Bungie with the Transmog system saw there was a financial opportunity to earn more money in a free-to-play game, which is completely justified with the amount of content, the amount of production time, the amount of time they're putting into this franchise. It makes sense. They need to, they want to increase revenue. They're increasing the, size of the company. It makes sense. I'm not knocking that thing. I'm not against them having some way and some currency, but there's just a lot of wrong things with this Transmog system. Now, the first and foremost is that things are time gated. So what I mean by that is every season you are capped at 10 pieces of armor per season with basically you can grind currency. After that, you have to go through the silver route. Now, that's a little ridiculous because those 10 pieces of armors aren't 10 sets. They are class armor. Now, it's important to mention that next season will be an exception where you get 20 pieces per class, but again, 10 is not enough. And this is where it's going to get crazy. There are over 1,500 individual pieces of legendary armor in Destiny 2. Now, in this, you'll see here, doing the math yields some wild results. So here, they break it down a bit more. And if you are limited to 10 items per class per 3-month season, it will take you about 12.5 years to grind out all current armor sets for Transmog. Not counting any new ones that maybe, they may add in a decade. Obviously, they're going to add new sets. Now, if you instead decide to whale out at $10 for every 5 pieces, it will cost you around $3,000 to transmag all that armor. Less if you buy, obviously, silver bundles. But there's this is a bad look. That is a massive bad look, and it just looks really, really, disgusting. And the fact that it's time gated and they're kind of forcing you to spend money to use this feature, which in theory, I've been seeing what they've been doing, and I do like how the Transmog system works, but to utilize that with having to use real world money, it's just really annoying. And the fact that they're limiting you 10 pieces of armor per season, obviously this next season 14, the beginning of it, there's an exception, we get 20 pieces, but there's a lot of people that want to, use all these different armor sets, and they do spend time with their game. And maybe if there was a grind feature to it where it wasn't time gated, people will have maybe more incentive to play this game more frequently, because a lot of people, including myself, really love the fashion of messing with armor and things of that nature and ornaments. It's a nice thing. I like it a lot, and I know a lot of other people, there's a small portion of the community that do like it a lot. So the fact that Bungie is taking steps like this to pretty much strip a highly desired system from us even grinding it, and again, 95% of the time, people will have to spend money to utilize the system. There's no way around it. A lot of people, a lot of armor sets, a lot of different combinations. A lot of people that play this game are hardcore players in general. Even the hardcore players in other games aren't as hardcore as people that play Destiny regularly. It's just insane how just mind-boggling this decision is. And I'm not saying anyone at Bungie is to blame. They're greedy, they're things of that nature. Obviously, this came from an executive power of some sort, but it's just insane. That is a lot of money, and I was seeing other things on Twitter too that it could range from $3,000 to $10,000. Like, that's a lot of shit, and that's a lot of money just for something so simple as Transmog to utilize in armor pieces. Now, some people may be like, hey, just ignore the whole system as in general, but it's kind of like, then what was the point of wanting Transmog, of doing these different things and changing the appearance of our armor sets that we have? Like, maybe a certain armor set that's blue, she just can't stat-wise get to a certain thing, and it's annoying. I'm a little pissed off at it. It does bother me. Now, there's other things too that are just bit off, as you know, Paul Tassi says. So some of the things he listed is that the grind requires a convoluted farm of not 1 but 3 new currencies: synth strand, synth cord, synth weave. I mean, he's not surprised because Destiny has been overly convoluted with currencies as well. Now, another thing too, which is I was like, wow, that's kind of that's a big jump. They have raised the bright dust cost of shaders from 40 to 300, a huge increase, but one that also reflects that the old pricing for non-collectible consumer shaders once upon a time. So ooh, that is not good, and I'm a little bothered by that. Now, there's another thing too. Shaders now cost 2,500 glimmer to apply per set, which is an annoyance, but one that could be balanced out by removing glimmer costs from armor, other armor mods. So who knows? Who knows? Now, that's some of the things that really just bother me. Now, he has another one thing I don't really care too much about. Now, past solid glows will not work with Transmog, but these glows have been a problem for years at this point, and I would expect nothing less than one last failure from the glows here. So there's just a lot of things that this system is not looking like it's going to be very consumer friendly. I mean, there's time to change this system as a whole. Maybe there's a lot of community backlash where Bungie does revert a lot of these things, and maybe they time gate 100 items. I think that's a little bit more fair to do, but yeah, it's just it's really annoying. I'm actually disappointed that this is a thing. I was assuming, again, a 60 to 70% of the time people use anything transmog in this game, it would be with money. I was expecting that they were gonna go for pushing that incentive and like having 30% of it you can grind it for. I was perfectly fine with that, but this is straight up 95.5% not in your favor at all. 95% of the time you will have to use real world money to effectively do this stuff. So with that being said, that's all I got for this one. I'm very disappointed with Bungie on this one. Hopefully they just revert their changes. They changed this shit up. They reverted to a more friendly, consumer-friendly model. But with that being said, that's all I got for this one. If you guys enjoyed this video and agree with me or have your own little opinion about it, maybe you do agree with this. Maybe you're a little bit more harsh than I am. Let me know in the comment section below. We can have a conversation about it. If you guys did also enjoy, drop this video a like, helps out the video a lot. And if you guys are new here and you want more Destiny 2 videos from me or Call of Duty Warzone, we main 2 games, as well as we're going to be covering Battlefield news in the future, hit that subscribe button so you stay up to date with all that good content. So with that being said, that's all I got for this one. ShadowNinja here, and I'm out.